Okay, good morning all of you. Now today our topic is quadratic equations. So can you tell me what is the general form of quadratic equation? Ax square plus bx plus c is equals to 0. Now in today's topic we will study about how to write a quadratic equation and how we can find the zeros and root of a quadratic equation. But the most important condition is that any quadratic equation is written in the form of ax square plus bx plus c is equals to 0. If a becomes 0, if your first a, this becomes 0, then it will be a quadratic equation or not? No. Then it will be not a quadratic equation. Why? Because x square will be 0 in that condition. Ax square, 0x square, that means the first term will become 0. So that means the left equation will be only a linear equation. Right? So that means the important situation is a must not be equals to 0. Is it clear? Okay, now we can say that a is the coefficient of x square, b is the coefficient of x, as well as c is a constant term. C is a constant term, or we can say non-variable term because it has no variable. Alright, so the constant a, b and the c are called respectively the quadratic coefficient, x square along with ax square. So a is the coefficient of x square, as well as we can say it is the quadratic coefficient. What is quadratic coefficient? What is quadratic coefficient? A value will be the quadratic coefficient because a is the multiple of x square. So quadratic polynomial ax square. So a is the quadratic coefficient. The linear coefficient is b because it comes or multiple with x. So b is the linear coefficient, and we know that constant term is c, or we can call it free term also. Right? Okay, now in this quadratic equation, how can we find the value of x? There is x, which is the variable ax square plus bx plus c. So how we can find this value x? For finding the value of x, we can say we are finding actually the roots of the equation. What we are finding? Roots of the equation. Finding for the x value is called root of the equation or zeros of the equation, right? So here are some methods to find it. Quadratic of a polynomial, when the particular equation in term of 2-degree equation, we call it quadratic equation. For an example, if any equation polynomial of x, or you can take it the y is equals to ax square plus bx plus c. Is it a quadratic equation? Why it is a quadratic equation? Because it has the maximum power 2. That's why the degree of this equation is 2. So degree of the equation 2 is called quadratic equation. What is quadra means? Quadra means 2. Okay. Alright, so here it is an example. 5x square minus 3x plus 3 is equals to 0. Why it is a quadratic equation? Because of this power 2. Right? Okay, the name quadratic comes from the word, as we know, quadra, meaning square, because the variable get squared. Is it clear? X square. So the variable have the square, that's why it's called quadratic equation. It is also called the equation of the 2-degree. No objection in that degree, 2-degree equation, because the 2 has the power of x. Now, how to find the roots? There are some certain ways to find the roots or zeros of the quadratic equation. How many methods are there? 3 methods. What are they?
Quadratic formula.
Very good. Quadratic formula. Yes, by factorization method, middle term splitting method, as well as completing the square or quadratic formula. Now a real number alpha is called the root of the quadratic equation ax square plus bx plus c is equals to 0 when a is not equals to 0, if a alpha square plus b alpha square plus c is equals to 0. Now he is saying that if we are taking any real number a which is the root of the equation, x is equals to alpha, that means alpha is the root of the equation. Here alpha is not stand for any other value, alpha is the x value. Okay, it can come any real number 2, 3, 5, 7 minus something. So alpha is actually the numerical value. So it is saying if any real number alpha, which is the numerical value, stand for as the root of this quadratic equation, we can say alpha is the root of this equation when we says that x is equals to alpha satisfy the equation ax square plus bx plus c is equals to 0. So that means he is saying only that if x is equals to any numerical value, that means is the solution of the equation. We can stand it at alpha or beta or gamma for any equation. For an example, if there is quadratic equation, we can write that the two zeros or the two roots are alpha and beta. If it is a cubic equation, we can include one more another quantity which is gamma. So alpha, beta and gamma are actually the value of x. It is not other variable. ये values हैं, right? X value is alpha. So he is saying that x is equals to alpha if it is satisfying the equation. That means if we are replacing the x value as alpha here. Okay, so that means the sum will equals to 0. Sum will come 0 in that case. And how is it possible? X is equals to alpha is the solution of the equation when it is same condition here. The root of the quadratic equation ax square plus bx plus c is equals to 0 are called zeros of the polynomial when x square plus bx plus c is equals to 0. So basically roots and the zeros both are the same thing. When we are finding the x value, it is basically we are finding the root or 0. Okay, for in an exam if it comes that find the root or find the 0, that means we have to find x value only. Okay, so no need to make it in a confusion that what we have to find here. Look at these equation. 2x square plus 5x plus 3 is equals to 0. In this one, a is equals to 2, b is equals to 5 and c is equals to 3. If we are replacing these terms a, b, c in this equation, what should be the answer? 2 square, 4 2 is 8, then here 5. What is the b value here? Look at this. B value is 5. By comparing, a value is 2 here, b value is 5 and c value is constant term 3. Now x square minus 3x is equals to 0. This one is a little more tricky. Where is a? If we are finding only the variable or coefficient of the variable, we can write in a quadratic equation first term is a, b and then c. In this particular equation, the coefficient of x square is a. The coefficient of x square is a. What is the coefficient of x square in this case? Here it is not given. So that means if it is not given, it should be 1, not 0. Because if it is 0, then x square is also vanished from here. So it will be 1 only. Okay. Whenever the numerical value is not given, we will consider it is 1. So here the a value is 1, where the b value is minus 3. Very good, because you have to not forget this minus sign, minus 3. Let me take any color. Okay, where's c? What is the c term here? 0. Now here the constant term is missing, so we can consider it as 0. Alright, so 5x minus 3 is equals to 0. Where we were? Okay. हाँ, here it is written oops और अपना भी oops हो गया है. Okay. So 5x minus 3 is equals to 0. This one is not a quadratic equation. Can anybody tell me why it is not a quadratic equation? Because a is equals to 0. The most important answer is a is equals to 0 in that condition, because we cannot see here x square, but the correct answer is a is equals to 0, because when a is equals to 0, x square should not be present, because 0 multiplied by x square 0. So that's why a is equals to 0 in that situation. This is not a quadratic equation, as we know, because it is missing x square. On other word, we can say a is equals to 0. And that means it cannot be a quadratic equation. When a is equals to 0, the most important condition will be not there. So that means it is not a quadratic equation. So what kind of equation it is then? Linear equation. Okay. Okay, now these are some hidden quadratic equations. Why it is hidden? Because actually these are not simplified in the form of ax square plus bx plus c. Actually it is not arranging in a proper order. So what we have to do, we can transpose it on one side of the equation. So but sometimes a quadratic equation does not look like that. Here are some example of different form. In distinguish, x square is equals to 3x minus 1. Is it in the form of ax square plus bx plus c is equals to 0? No, because is equals to 0, for making it change is equals to 0, we have to transpose all the equation on one side. So it should be 3x comes on the left side become minus 3x, minus 1 comes on the left side plus 1, and which is equals to 0. Don't forget to put the equals to 0. When you have to write an equation in term of ax square plus bx plus c is equals to 0, you have to write it is equals to 0 every time. Okay, so what is a here? A 1, because x square have no coefficient, so that means 1. B value and c value 1. Okay, so by the same way we can multiply this 2 by the bracket and then transpose all the value. So what should be the a value here? So first you have to simplify it. 2 into w square, 2w square minus 2 into 2 minus 4w. So it will come 2w square minus 4w, then plus 5 comes on the left side becomes minus 5. A is equals to 2, b is equals to minus 4, and the c is equals to and so on. Okay. Now how to find this root or the zeros by any method? If particular method is mentioned, then find a quadratic equation or find the root or find the zeros by middle term splitting method. Then you have to do it by only that particular method. आप इससे नहीं कर सकते in that situation. So there are three ways to find this situation. We can factor the quadratic equation to make the quadratic equation. We can complete the square. In RBSC it is already cancelled. We can use the special quadratic formula as well. Now what is the quadratic formula? And we can call this formula as Sridhar Acharya formula. X is equals to, what is x? X is same, ax square, wo wala x, ax square plus bx plus c. So that x is this. X is equals to minus b plus minus under root b square minus 4ac upon 2a. We already know how to find a, b, c by making comparison with the equation ax square plus bx plus c is equals to 0. So by comparison we can find out the a value, b value and c value. Now you can see here there are the two signs, plus and minus, right? What does it mean, plus and minus?
The root will be in positive or negative.
Very good. So that means if there are positive and the negative sign, that means the root is discriminant. It can be distinguished between the two. Discriminant means distinguish. It can be 1, it can be 2, it can be positive, it can be negative. So there are two different, or maybe at the same time there will be unique solution also. There will be one solution if your discriminant will be, we can see later on how we will find the different equations or how when we find the roots similar. Okay, look at this. Thus ax square plus bx plus c is equals to 0 has two roots, alpha and beta. What are alpha and beta? These are the two roots. That means these are the value of x. Value of x. Alpha is equals to minus b plus. We distinguish the minus sign for beta, right? So that's why it's written only plus here. Plus square root b square minus 4ac upon 2a. Beta is equals to minus b minus under root b square minus 4ac upon 2a. Now here it is the discriminant. What is the discriminant in this formula? We can judge the discriminant by finding only this square root value, b square minus 4ac. Without the square root we have to check, right? That we can write it here, b square minus 4ac as d. D stand for discriminant. Okay, so if the question says find that the roots are real, not real, imaginary, or maybe equal roots, so first we have to check it by this b square minus 4ac. You have to not put the square root in that situation when you are checking that the discriminant are equal, not equal, or 0. So you have to check only b square minus 4ac by not putting the square root. All right. Okay, so the expression b square minus 4ac is called discriminant. Okay, because it can discriminate between the positive type of answer, it can denote capital D. As we can see here, b square minus 4ac, d is positive, you will get the two real roots. If d is positive, when we will get the positive result here? B square minus 4ac when it becomes is equals to 0. When it becomes 0 plus 0 minus 0, in that situation it will be same, right? So here it will be the one solution. When we will get the one solution and two solution, when b square minus 4ac, d is equals to positive, and we will get the positive result when your b square value is more than 4ac. B square minus 4ac. So that means if minus 4ac is greater, then the square root of negative will come, right? But when the b square is greater than 4ac, in that situation the result will come positive. So when it comes d positive, you will get the two real solution. How will we get two real solution? Because outside this square root there is plus and minus. For an example, if your solution b square minus 4ac comes 1 or 2 or 100, that means square root of that will be positive only, right? So if we are adding plus 100 or plus 1 or minus 100 or minus 1, it will be two different answer. For addition and for subtraction we will get it two different answer. हमेशा सेम नहीं आता है प्लस एंड माइनस में. सो प्लस में कुछ आएगा, माइनस में कुछ आएगा. दैट मीन्स देयर विल बी टू डिफरेंट और डिस्क्रिमिनेंट आंसर. सो व्हेन वी विल गेट द टू डिफरेंट डिस्क्रिमिनेंट आंसर? व्हेन योर डी इज पॉजिटिव. Okay, mention it. When we will get the discriminant or two real solution, when d, that means discriminant is positive. Now when we will get the d, that discriminant have only one solution, when your value b square minus 4ac is equals to 0. When your b square minus 4ac value will become 0. Let me write it here. D is positive, two real solution. D is 0, one and only one real roots possible. Okay, for positive D, two solution and two real solution. And for d is equals to 0, one real solution will be possible, because both the roots are same in that situation. Maybe positive, maybe negative, but it will be same, like 50 50 2 2. So both roots will be similar. That means the solution is only unique. So in that situation you will get the unique solution when your discriminant is 0. Now when it is negative, what is negative? B square minus 4ac, which is stand for the discriminant d. If it is negative, that means if your 4ac is greater than the b square, then you will get the negative answer. Okay, so when the discriminant is negative, in that situation we cannot able to find the square root of the negative number, because it is not possible square root of negative number. So that means in that situation no real root will be there. Root will be exist only imaginary roots. We can find out, but it will be only imaginary roots, which is very complex one, square root of negative ones. So it is only possible when there are d positive and d 0. But if d is negative, then no real roots are possible. Is it clear? All right. Look at this short table. When d is greater than 0, what does it mean? D is greater than 0. What does it mean? That means for the positive discriminant b square minus 4ac, that means b square value is greater than 4ac, so that means we will get it for subtraction greater value positive. So in that case, when the discriminant is greater than 0, you will get it real and unequal roots, because positive and negative, discriminant will be by the sign positive negative. And how to find the roots? It will come minus b plus minus under root d upon 2a, the formula. Okay, when the d is equals to 0, when we will get it d is equals to 0, when b square is equals to 4ac, in that situation we will get it 0. B square minus 4ac becomes 0. So when b square is equals to 4ac, you will get it d is equals to 0. So in that situation, there will be equal or unique solution. Okay, real and unique solution, yani one solution, equal roots. And what are the equal roots? Minus b upon 2a, because d will become 0, so that means the square root will become 0, so only minus b upon 2a will be there. Understood? So d is equals to 0. In that situation, your root x value will be minus b upon 2a only. Note down, x is equals to minus b upon 2 in the case when the d is 0, discriminant is 0. Now the third situation, when d is less than 0, that means this is the case where your d will be negative, because it will be less than 0 only in the condition when d value is negative. Less than 0 means the value will be in negatives, then only it can be less than 0. Otherwise 0.1 is also greater than 0. Okay, so when the d is less than 0, that means negative, there will be no real roots. It's written real roots. That means root will be exist, but it will be not real. It can be only imaginary. Okay, we can find it, but it is very complex and it is only imaginary, but the real roots will be not there. Okay, so how many roots are possible in that situation? None. Okay, no real roots are possible. Okay, now look at this question. Using the quadratic formula or using the Sridharacharya formula, solve the equation 5x square, let me take any color, 5x square plus 6x plus 1 is equals to 0. So first of all, we will pick a, b, c values. What is a here? B and c. So now what is the formula? Formula is x is equals to minus b plus minus under root b square minus 4ac upon 2a. So you can find it this b square minus 4ac separately, as you can find the discriminant b square minus 4ac, and then you can put a direct d value here. So it is possible. So in that case, your x root value will be minus b plus minus under root d upon 2a. Then the formula will become slightly short. So be practice of this method, that first you will find d value, so it will count in both the methods, when you are finding the discriminant as well as when you are finding the roots. So by this method, if you are finding it, a value is 5, b value. Now one more thing, in the formula there is minus b. That means this minus sign is not because of b. This minus sign already exists in the formula. Is it understood? Minus b, that means this minus sign is not because of b. B term is negative or positive. It is already exists in the b term. If in the question it is given instead of plus minus 6x, that means your b value is negative. B is minus 6. So in that case, there will be two negative sign. Is it clear? This minus sign is because of formula, not of because of b value. Okay, understood this one. So if there is second term is minus, so you have to put the 2 minus here, minus 6. Okay, the question will come in exam like this only, minus b value. Any b value will be always negative in that case. Alright, so now minus b, which is minus 6 here, plus minus under root b square minus 4ac, which you can find it earlier. So it will come 6 square minus 4 into a into c, which is 1. We just put the values of a, b and c, divided by 2a, which is 2 multiplied by a value, which is 5. Okay, now what we have to do first? We will simplify the square root. and in square root 6 square 36 minus 4 5s are 20 multiplied by 20 minus upon 2 into 5 which is 10. Now divided by 10 here, root 36 minus 20 which becomes 16 and the square root of 16 is 4. Outside the square root there is plus minus sign, so we can find the two roots as alpha and beta with the plus sign and with the minus sign. So minus 6 plus 4 and minus 6 minus 4 divided by 10 divided by 10. So what is the roots are? Minus 6 minus 4 will be minus 10 upon 10. Look here, if we are taking here the positive value, the two alpha and beta are minus 6 plus 4 upon 10 and the beta is second root minus 6 minus 4 upon 10. So alpha will be here minus 2 upon 10 and the beta here minus 10 upon 10 which will be equals to minus 1. So minus 2 upon 10 which can be write as minus 0.5, sorry 0.2. It will be 0.2 with the negative sign as well as minus 1. So the two roots are minus 0.2 and the minus 1. Is it clear? Minus root 2 or minus 1. What is written here? Or what does it mean? That means the solution can be 0.2 or minus 1. So if we are replacing this x value by 0.2 and minus 1, the solution will be 0. Let's check it. If we are putting the x value here, look at this. If you are putting the x values minus 0.2 or minus 1, the solution will be 0 or not. So as we replace this x value 5x square, the equation is 5x square. Equation was like, equation was 5x square plus 6x plus 1 is equals to 0. Now we have to put the x value minus 0.2. So if we put the value minus 0.2 square as x square plus 6 into minus 0.2 plus 1, then the solution will be 5 into 0.2 square is minus 0.2 square. Minus square is plus, 2 square is 4, but it is decimal after the 1 digit. So in solution it will be after 2 digit because it is 0.2 and into 0.2. So that means it comes 0.04, not 0.4. Now 6 multiplied by minus, so it will come here minus sign, 6 to the 12, 1.2 with the minus sign plus 1. Now here as we can see here 1 plus 0.2, both are positive values here. 0.2 positive and 1 is positive. So 1 plus 0.2 will be 1.2 minus 1.2 will become 0. So that means the equation is satisfied that x answer will be 0.2. Let's check it out by minus 1 also because the other answer is minus 1. Yes? Look at this. What is the x value here? X value is we are putting the x value here minus 0.2. By replacing the x value minus 0.2, so first you have to make the square because equation was say 5x square. So x value is 0.2 with the minus sign. So minus 0.2 square will be plus 0.04. Okay,
yes, sir.
Multiplied by 6 into x, which x value is 0.2 with the minus sign, minus 0.2 and plus 1. Now it is only calculation, nothing more than that. So multiplied it first, then plus. Okay, so you will get it the 0 answer here. As well as by this second value x is equals to minus 1, here also you will get the 0.